Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for another Wednesday night episode of the Pump Your Brakes podcast. I'm one of three. I'm your boy Tate. We got the fellas, the triple OG Shannon White in the building. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, the little fella, Big G. What's up, fellas?
Man, what's cracking, Tate, man? I just want to say what's cracking to all our chat fam generals out there. I was talking to you guys earlier, chopping it up over there in the chat. It was off the hook. I salute you guys, man. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Get them algorithms jumping off this evening. And Tate and Shannon, there's chatter over there. They still talking about Big G for OC 2024, dog. They talking about Big. They really on it, dog. They saying that they gonna send in a letter and say Big G for OC in 2024, man. I don't know what that's all about. They trying to get me hired, dog.
I wouldn't be mad if you got the job, but then I'd be on you harder than we work Canada.
Yeah. Shannon would too. Shannon would be assassinating me, man. Shannon be like, G is trash. G is trash, man. He's getting him out of here, man. You muted. Oh, Shannon fine. Oh, fine. Shannon fine. He muted. You got to take it off of mute, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, we would have inside information if you'd be on the show each week and we could grill you.
I wouldn't be on the show, but I would definitely talk with y'all, man.
You'd quit the show.
I'm the OC of the Steelers. What is you talking about?
Priorities.
You could have. You ain't have to say you would quit. You at least could have said they gonna make me give up the show podcast.
Exactly.
But I still listen. I promise y'all. If I got the job, y'all would have all the inside information, man.
Yes.
I would tell y'all stuff that I would tell you. I'd be like, look, don't you tell. And I'd be like, this one is this one is that one. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But I tell y'all, y'all would become the top-notch Buckeye scooper. Steelers scoopers in the country. Y'all would be numero uno, man, in the country. Y'all would have all the inside. I wouldn't care.
Get all the drops. Hey, y'all remember what we was talking about right before we came live?
What's that? The old school? What was going on in our lives, old school? Or the falling?
Yeah, the falling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, y'all got secure home security. I got Vivint, or some people got Ring and stuff like that.
Got it.
We was talking about falling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna just share with y'all, but I thought, you know what? This would be funny. I'll share with everybody real quick.
I know what this is. Oh my God. Shannon, he gone.
Oh yeah.
He gone, Shannon. He gone. He's out of here.
Man, my knee just buckled on me, man.
He was out of here, Shannon.
I was actually on the phone. I'm talking to my wife. She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just hurt. It hurts."
You wasn't okay, man. You wasn't okay, man. It was a lot.
When did that happen?
That happened about 2 summers ago.
Did it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tate was on the bench.
I don't know why it's moving in slow motion.
Permanently on the bench.
It's
we're just glad you're okay.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a. Here go the other one, but I'm gonna cut this one off real quick because this one probably better slow mo. So I'm walking out in the morning to my ride.
This, Shannon. This was hilarious. Watch, Shannon.
You see, I'm taking my time. Got a cane with me and everything.
Snow out of here. He's out of here.
My people. That's like 5 in the morning. My people come shovel about 6, 7. I was out before they came.
Well, you're looking fine.
No, it ain't. Well, Shannon, just hold on. Hold on. It's coming.
It's in slow motion.
It's coming, man. Here we go.
Here it come.
Here it come right here.
For everybody on audio, we're looking at the video.
Adios, muchachos, my friend. Adios, muchachos. Down. He said, I've fallen and I can't get up. It's over. It's over, man.
While we was talking about falling, I went ahead and uploaded that real quick.
Yeah,
man.
That was good.
But fellas, man, it's good to be back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if it feels like I guess last time we were together, we hadn't yet lost to the Patriots.
Nope. Nope.
That's been a week ago now, almost.
Hey, Tate, Shannon don't know. Hey, man, they done put a hit out on my man. George Pickens and them to put a hit out on me, Shannon.
Huh?
I had to get ski skirted up Sunday on the Know It Alls podcast, man. Them boys is talking crazy out there in the Twitter world, dog. They talking crazy. But I started it, though, because I went off on the Homies podcast on Friday. I ain't care. I think that joker went viral. I swear it, man. So many folks have been talking to me about that and all whatever else. I ain't care. So they done put a hit out on me, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers mad at me, and they gonna be mad tonight too, because I'm getting them again.
But they ain't done nothing since then. But Pickens gonna get you. He got hands for you.
Yeah, here's what he said. He said he gonna lay hands.
Probably somebody else. I about got you and John Starks in a fight too on one of the podcasts.
Hey man, you know, I got to say what I got to say, man. I don't care.
Hey, Shannon, he said something bad about fighting John Starks. He said something bad about fighting John Starks, and I took the clip from the podcast and sent it to John Starks on Twitter.
Oh, it got ugly. It got ugly, man. But that's how they doing me right now, man. People's cutting up that show from Friday, man. They done tagged people and all whatever else. I'm like, man, Lord have mercy. Listen, I might have to employ security.
Yeah.
But guess what? I ain't stopping. Listen, you thought it was hard before. Wait till now. I'm really going to get them now.
Hey,
no mercy now. No mercy.
Let's shout out everybody you see in the live chat, Big G.
Man, that's a whole lot of folks over there, man. RJ McCullum, Mr. Woody, AJC, Jeremiah Yoder, both Afton and Kathy, what's crack-a-lacking, Jay Steve. I mean, it's a whole bunch of folks over there, man. I got to go all the way up, man.
RJ,
Mr. Weezy.
Mark
Brian
Jeremiah
is in here.
Yoder.
Yeah, my boy Kobe in here. What's up, Cole? Kitty in here. I already said Mr. Woody C. That's my dog. Man, Cole done said a lot. Cole, what you talking about over there, man? What's going on, man? So it's a lot going on. Hey, we just got a super chat too, man. Who just sent that in?
Steve D.
What's up,
Steeler
Steve?
D.
Oh, what's up? Stiller D said, oh, snap. Time to shut the show down right now. After these, oh my God, I can't even get it all out. After these Tate clips, ain't nobody hearing nothing y'all saying. We laughing too hard. Oh my God. Hey man, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. It's hilarious, man.
That's why I said I'm gonna share it with everybody. They had already put it on my Instagram a while back, a couple years ago when it happened. But we was talking about falling. Literally, we always talking about falling.
Yeah.
And while we was talking, I grabbed that clip. So I'm gonna show everybody when we go, the cold opening kind of thing about the show. But
I'm trying not to laugh so I don't get fined, man. I'm still laughing, man. I don't want to get fined, man.
Thanks, Steeler D, for the super chat, man. We really appreciate it. Yes. Thank you for joining us. There go my boy. There go the Matrix, man, Big G.
I see him, dog. I see him over there. He said, put some respect on my name, G. Claude. Don't start it, Claude. Don't start it. It's coming. Don't start it. Don't start it.
But hey, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. We got quite a bit to get through real quick. I'm gonna keep us succinct and the train on schedule. So if you and Shannon get bloviated and long-winded and stuff like y'all usually do, because I just try and quarterback. I let y'all do all the talking, but sometimes y'all fellas do too much talking.
I ain't getting the brakes hit on me tonight, dog. I don't care.
Okay, don't say nothing crazy then. You always say something
crazy. I'm gonna say something crazy.
Shannon don't usually get the brakes. He don't say crazy stuff.
Well, go ahead and give me my brakes now. Just give it to me right now. I'll take it right now. Go on and hit that sucker, because I'm telling you, I'm going in, and I ain't stopping. So I'll take mine now. Yep.
But you will get it again if you say something outlandish. Hey, so I got it quick, and this is different because I did this. I don't know if y'all seen it when y'all came in the room, into the backstage. I got a little rundown what we're gonna talk about.
Yep.
Real quick, so everybody can see what we plan to talk about.
Yep.
Big Ben says we lost the culture. Stephen A. Smith on Big Ben, his culpability in it. Have the Steelers lost their way? Belichick and Tomlin out for 2024? Question. We'll take a quick 10-second break to pay some bills. Really, the 10-second ad break is really more about the audio, but so we got to put a pause in it so we can insert those ads on the audio broadcast.
Facts.
Mitchell Mason, and I got a small clip from the Locked On Steelers podcast with Chris Carter, and actually I just got like a 40-second clip from Alan Saunders from Steelers Now, what he had to say about it. Is the marriage legit or should it be annulled? The marriage between Kenny and the Steelers, and we're gonna break down the Colts game and give our predictions.
Facts.
So, fellas, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. First thing up, we talk about what I said. Big Ben said.
Yep.
What Ben say?
Ben was talking crazy, man.
Ben
but he was
said,
telling some truth, though.
Yeah, there's some truth in what he's saying, especially when he got to the coaching part. If you read the article and heard his actual soundbite from what he said on his podcast, the coaching part about like the usage of timeouts and use them in bad spots. I say that every week they take a timeout to save a 5-yard penalty. That is not good.
No.
That is not good. And I say it literally for the past 3 weeks. I've said that because they've done it, and I don't know if that's. I mean, the one time Mitch did it last week, it was in the red zone. Okay, it's in the red zone. Maybe you don't want to go further back. You're trying to get points.
Yeah.
Another time they were like inside their own 5.
Yeah.
They called a timeout not to get a delay of game when it only would have been half the distance to the goal line, which would have been 2 yards.
Wasn't that like a communication issue though? With the headset?
That's when a core four came in as the extra lineman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they didn't even know the lineup as far as formation and everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trash. Tate, I'm going to read this before we go, man. Wes, we thank you. We salute
Wes
you.
In the building.
He said GP and DJ would be better suited as Cleveland Clowns. Sick of hearing about them. Neither of them have had good enough to demand the ball or talk smack. I got something to say about that a little bit later, but I'm going to tell you right now, and I've been telling Tate and Shannon this right off the bat. We don't have a WR1.
No.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're going to get to that a little bit later. So, Tate, finish with your point, man, about them timeouts, bro.
That was just one of the things that I agree with what he said. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have you read this, Big G.
Yes, sir.
So that's what Ben said. Stephen A. Smith.
He said, your hands ain't clean in all of this. Smith said, aren't you somewhat responsible for the transitioning as it pertains to the culture, particularly when Mike Tomlin was there and you're there? You stayed too long. Last 3 years in the league, Ben Roethlisberger should have been gone. He was a statue. Then come back and say, I'm just saying, if you're Big Ben, I thought you stayed a couple of years too long, and I thought you sort of curated and stemmed the transition so the era would continue offensively. I'm talking about, I don't think he did enough. I thought he stayed around too long and didn't think that he was a person that should have been around. Listen, we've talked about this as a group. Off air, on air, chats, text lines. We didn't talk about this. Ben Roethlisberger was a Madonna. He did not want a guy behind him to get ready to take over. And true facts, it cost the Steelers. Actual facts, absolutely. But Tate, you were absolutely right when you said last week that no star quarterback wants a guy behind him. We saw that in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. We saw that with Tom Brady in New England. Older veteran quarterbacks don't want a guy. But it doesn't, just because you don't want a guy doesn't mean you had something to do with the problem. So Ben is culpable, in my opinion. I'll let y'all talk and say what you got to say. But in my opinion, absolutely he's culpable. He's part of the problem. It's long up the road. But if you start at the bottom of the iceberg, he's guilty. Absolutely. Shannon?
Well, I agree with everything Ben said. I do not agree with Stephen A. Smith. He's a shock jock. He says things to it's basically clickbait, but it's in visual form. He's basically Mark Madden. I'm not a
Okay.
big fan. We have to look at the situation towards the end of Ben's career. What happened? The players that were lost due to insanity or career-ending injury, the salary cap reduction of 2020, being bled back in gold. He did everything he could to try to keep that team competitive, and him winning those 8 and 9 games that one year to get them in the playoffs hit a lot of ills that this organization has had since 2018. So I totally disagree with Stephen A. But this team does have an issue. It started when you lost guys like Troy Polamalu, Ryan Clark, and those guys, and you had a few guys still left like Roethlisberger and Hayward, but the culture is dying. You're getting a lot more me first guys instead of team first guys, and it takes the coaching staff cannot instill that in the players. That has to come from the teammates and be passed down, and then you have to have the right kind of character on your team. Kevin Colbert lost sight of that towards the end. After Dan Rooney passed, Art has been a far cry from Dan. He's not the same influence that Dan was. So we're seeing the old culture fade away. And Ryan Clark said it this week. Nobody cares about the Steelers culture anymore. That means nobody fears it, and nobody within the organization, most of the players, have no idea what it is. I like Juju, but Juju talked about his brand. Used to the brand was the Steelers. Players wanted to build the brand, and that was the Pittsburgh Steelers. When guys start building their own brand, that's when the problem happens.
So I'm just saying. Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
I don't agree with everything Stephen A. said. I agree with a couple of the things. I mean, he's just like us, and he's older than us, all of us. He's a lifelong Steeler fan. So I mean, I value what he has to say, like I value what everybody that comes in our live chat here has to say. Ben was a prima donna. I mean, but he was a great player, Hall of Fame player, would play through injury, would let you know he was injured. You know what I mean? He wasn't, but he's a great quarterback. And I liken it to what Shannon was saying. I agree with a lot of what Shannon was saying. Like Ryan Clark said, they don't care about the culture. But I think it's a microcosm of just, Generation Z and young people nowadays. They don't care about things the same. I mean, the Steelers have had the longest running dynasty in NFL history. I mean, we just look overall. I mean, we look at the Patriots now. They have fallen off. We haven't fallen as far as the Patriots have fallen.
Facts.
You know what I mean? San Francisco fell off for quite a while. They've been back for about the past 7-8 years, but they fell off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of another dynasty. Dallas hadn't been to an NFC Championship game in 30 years.
Dallas still trash and looking for a quarterback. But keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing.
Dak's MVP right now.
You can't say that now.
Trash. Keep going. Keep going.
But yeah, man. So I think it happens. I think it's part of like I said, a microcosm of just the younger generation. They just look at things different, man. I don't know that they value heritage and the passing of the torch for certain things and stuff like that.
I saw a stat, man.
Like, do these guys really care when Mean Joe Green and Mel Blount show up, or do they just like, just some old Steelers players can? You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I don't think they revere them the way generations in the past did.
Yeah, but I agree. I don't disagree. But I saw a stat, man, from 2018 to 2022 with the Pittsburgh Steelers draft picks. They only drafted 4 captains in 4 years of drafting. 4 captains, 14 captains from the collegiate level to the pro level, right? But if you go back and look at their roster, 2017 to 2010, it was filled up with captains from the collegiate level to the pro level. That had something to do with it. That's number one. Number two thing I saw was this, that in 2018 and in 2019, the Pittsburgh Steelers could have drafted a quarterback. And one of them we ended up actually getting on our roster. We could have drafted Dwayne Haskins. We ended up getting him by default on our roster. Rest in heaven, Dwayne Haskins. Because I really do personally believe if he wouldn't have passed prematurely, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because he was ready to ride. However, we could have drafted a quarterback in 2018 and in 2019. We could have. And Tate, me and you have talked, Shannon, we've talked about this too. Why in the world did we draft Chase Claypool instead of drafting Jalen Hurts? I mean, I look at that as one of the biggest blunders of Kevin Colbert. If I hold him guilty of all the things that he did as far, because our draft picks were horrible. We missed on a lot of dudes. Terrell Edmonds, I'll run down the list. We missed. Devin Bush. I mean, this guys, we straight up missed. Mm-hmm. But the one I hold him hard for is Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts would have been a perfect transition from Big Ben. A perfect. And we decided not to bring him in. And some of that was because Roethlisberger didn't want a threat there. And I don't get it. So to say on one hand, it wasn't his fault, but on the other hand, he was guilty. I think Berg has something to do. Roethlisberger has something to do with it, bro.
Let me answer that real easy. Being retired, 2021. Yep. Last year you had Pickett, Trubisky, and Rudolph. Uh-huh. And everybody is screaming for whoever isn't in the game. And they're chanting last week for Rudolph once Trubisky had a bad first quarter. Yeah. Now, we know what these guys are. But
they trash.
If you are an older quarterback on a team that you're trying to keep competitive, the only reason they won 9 games in 21 is because Ben was there. That was a bad team already, and it's only gotten worse. Yeah. And if you are an older superstar franchise quarterback and you have a guy behind you that is, let's say, Jalen Hurts, you're going to have half the fan base. Look what they're doing this year. Nobody can make up their mind. Matter of fact, it's so bad now, any quarterback for any team that has a good game, they compare him to Kenny Pickett or they compare him to, you know what I'm saying? So it would have been a circus. I think the stewards were smart not to put anybody behind him until he walked away.
I don't know, man. Listen, even the reigning great Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid learned his lesson. Andy Reid said, okay, I got Alex Smith, who was, by the way, a number 1 overall draft pick. Had him ready to go. The Kansas City Chiefs was ready to roll. They was making championship games in the AFC. When Andy Reid saw that this guy might not be able to get me to the pinnacle, he went and got his boy. And the rest is history in Kansas City with my homeboy. Same difference now. And I'm telling you, mark my words, Jared Goff is not going to be able to get to the pinnacle with Detroit. But they got a kid named Malik Hooker, and they got him in the chamber. And as soon as Jared Goff shows them that he ain't ready to ride, they're going to slide him in there. Green Bay did it uncomfortably with Jordan Love. Hendon Hooker. And Kansas, Green Bay did it uncomfortably. Jordan Love sat there for 3 years. It's looking like it was the right move. So you have to bring a guy in to transition. That actually helps with the culture. That's how you get free agents. That's why you don't spend wasted draft picks reaching for players, trying to fill a need all of a sudden. There's been other stuff that happened. The unfortunate injury to Ryan Shazier. We busted first-round draft picks trying to get for his replacement. There's a lot of things that happened in Pittsburgh. But he is, to my mind, he's somewhat responsible. He should have had the foresight to bring a guy in.
He just played in a part in it also, along with Rooney and Colbert and Tomlin and from the top down. From AB and Bell, what they was doing before they left and how they left, all that stuff, man.
That's fine.
So the question is, real quick, because we already spent too long on this, is have the Steelers completely lost their way, or can they find their way?
Shannon, what you think?
I'll plead the fifth because the way things are going right now, I'd say it's gone.
Shannon, this is a safe place, man. You can't plead the fifth on the safe place, man. This Steeler Nation we talking to, bro. Say it with your chest, man. Be honest about it. We in a safe place.
I am being honest that I don't know, because I don't see it coming from ownership. I still have faith in Con and Waddle. I don't see it coming from the coaching staff, because, like I said, I don't even know how long Tomlin's going to be around. And I don't see it on the field other than guys like Hayward and Watt. So I think it's on life support, guys.
Tate Boy Fresh, how you feeling?
I don't know. I think, like Shannon alluded to what Ryan Clark said, I think the caring about the culture is gone. You'll have some really good Hall of Fame level players, Cam Hayward, Minka, TJ, those guys. I think Najee really cares. I think he's a caring kind of guy as far as on the field, winning games, coming from the Alabama culture and stuff like that. But I don't think it's going to permeate through the whole organization like it used to. I mean, because the Steelers do a lot of stuff now where they bring in people outside the organization, whether it's free agents, whether it's I mean, Andy Wild is a good hire, but he's from another organization. I mean, so you bring people in and then you lose that. Steelers used to always hire from within, from the bottom to the top, all the way through the whole organization.
Facts.
You knew at some point, if I hang around here long enough, do my job, you're going to get an opportunity, whether it be, when like Carnell Lake was a coach. You know, at one time, I believe back in the 80s, Mean Joe Green was a coach.
Yeah.
Oh, long time. Yeah.
Facts.
I mean, you know, so I think that part of the organization and a lot of organizations is gone. You know what I mean? Imagine how the 49ers feel. Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, when them guys were bad. I mean, they're back really good now. But at the time, they were bad. You know what I mean?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Let me say one more thing. It's the culture, it's society, it's free agency, it's roster turnover. It's you're a lot of times you're not in a place long enough to really look at all the 1-year rentals this year that the Steelers have. It's hard to develop and embrace that culture when you might not even be there the next year.
I agree. Like I feel like Elandon Roberts is a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And I hope he's back next year. But he could
Quan Alexander, 1-year deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
they could easily be gone, but they to me, those guys would make great Steelers if they play here another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. We're seeing the transition, the culture transition across the board, because this NFL stuff has trickled down to the college ranks because the transfer portal is just bananas right now.
Yep.
You know, so it's down there now. People's about their money, their bread, and all whatever else. But you still, college coaches have transitioned. The ones that's going to be successful have done this. And this needs to happen in the NFL. The collegiate coaches realize and know we're going to circle our wagons around 40 guys, right? Then we're going to hold on to our freshman class. Everybody else is interchangeable. In the NFL, you're going to have to hold on to 25 guys. You're going to have to hold on to your draft class.
You're going to have to hold on to your draft class,
yeah.
And everybody else is transitional. However, your
stars, three stars they hit. Your draft class and 3 stars they hit.
Absolutely. But your 25 are going to have to be high culture guys. If your 25 are not high culture, you're going to struggle in the NFL.
Yep.
You have to have high. I mean, I'm talking about these guys like they command and demand the locker room. So 3 stars, I agree. You got to hit. But you got to have 25 guys that any shenanigans, any mess.
I said you talk too much.
You got me. But they got you.
We got to break, Big G. That's all.
Hit the break. Let's go.
So if you watching on audio on YouTube, you watching on audio. If you watching on YouTube, we'll be right back. If you listen on audio, we got to pay a couple bills. We'll be right back after these couple commercials. So I'm gonna pump the break, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. Wednesday night with the fellas. Big G say the live chat is lit. We was up to about 112, 113 watching just a couple seconds ago.
But you know what, though, Tate? They ain't hitting that like button, dog. Can y'all please get these algorithms together for me? Can y'all please, if you're in the live chat, we appreciate you getting them algorithms together and hit that like button for us. We appreciate it. All the generals, all the chat fam, let's get it crack-a-lacking over there in that chat and let's keep it riding.
Hey man, real quick so we can keep moving and talk about the game and the last couple things. The wide receivers you want to talk about. Just real quick, 30 seconds for each of you.
Yep.
Will Tomlin be Steelers coach in 2024? And will Belichick be the coach of the Patriots in 2024? I only ask them both because they're both considered great coaches. They both are the longest tenured coaches in the NFL. Belichick, obviously, first, Tomlin second.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about those guys going into the 2024 season?
I'm going to say this. The Patriots won't win another game. But that game that the Patriots and the Steelers meant a whole lot to Belichick because Belichick wanted to show. Belichick told Mike Tomlin, who's your daddy? So that's what he told him on the way out the door. However,
I think Belichick is 3-12 against Tomlin now. I
Three
mean, well,
wins and
12-3.
12-3. Yeah. So I would say Belichick, he's gone 90%. I would say Tomlin about, at this point, in my opinion, about 65%. That's what I say. 60 to 65%, I think Tomlin's gone. He's going to walk. But Belichick, I say 90 to 95%. Shannon, it's on you, bro.
It's all on Tomlin. Belichick's already gone. Kraft's already said that.
Yeah.
And they will not fire Tomlin.
Nope.
They don't do that. Well, 3 coaches in my lifetime, they will have a frank discussion, and he'll have to decide, does he want to, be part of this rebuild and do a 2-3 year extension? I think he'll probably walk, but it's all up to him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree without a shadow of a doubt, bro. Facts. Total facts. Tate Boy Fresh?
I think Belichick's going to go take another job somewhere. I've heard that they're saying that Kraft said it, rumor he leaked out after the loss to the Colts over there in Germany, I believe it was. But it's not necessarily official yet. But I think they'll come to some resolution where allow Belichick to resign, take another job somewhere else. I think Tomlin's back next year because I think the Steelers great go on a run here because I believe in them. I think they can go on a run and winning 3 out of the next 4 games, hopefully 4. I think that Baltimore one is going to be tricky. But yeah, and making the playoffs. Now, it could mean a first round exit, but I think they at least right the ship these last 4 games and make a playoff appearance in 2023.
It's going to be hard, man. I mean, I ain't going to act like it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Because I said this on the podcast on Friday night. If people don't agree with me, and it's all good. The Bengals have a better culture than the Steelers. They do. The Cincinnati Bengals rallied the troops. They ain't having it. We ain't taking no L's. Now,
they did take L's. They're 7-6. Also,
I'm talking about since Joe Bird went down and they got that backup.
They're 1-1 since Joe Bird went down.
Correct, but they ain't taking no more L's like that, dog. That backup quarterback throwing the ball all over the yard. Matter of fact, they 2-1 since he been in there. They 2-1.
He lost to the Steelers. He beat Jacksonville. What else he do?
Who did he beat this week? This last weekend?
Who did they beat? Who did they play? You need to be dirt here. Who cares?
They just beat somebody. They 2-1.
I personally think you overhyped about the Bengals culture. I mean,
man, I'm telling you.
They got some good players, but culture is cultivated and developed over time. You just don't get culture in 2 years, 3 years. That's not a thing, Big G.
Yes, it is.
What do you think, Shannon?
In today's football, it is.
I will say that in today's football, as we talked about, because such a short time frame, you have such a short window with free agency and everything else. The culture has to be cultivated very quickly.
Yep. And they got it. They got it.
I don't even feel like Zach Taylor is a culture setter. I mean, he got Joe Burrow, and now you saying that's the culture.
No, I'm saying it's the
I mean,
alpha
because
males
Zach
in the
Taylor's
room.
like 5-27 without Joe Burrow.
I understand that, but it's them alpha males in that room. Jamar
Yeah, if
Chase,
you look at their defense,
Yeah.
if you look at their defense, they got Pratt, Wilson,
Hendrickson,
Hubbard.
Yeah,
I
they ain't having
mean, they've got a lot of defensive, tone setters and guys who are alphas.
You know what you just said too, Shannon? All four of those guys you named, they were captains on their college teams. All four of them was captains. So that I'm telling, they ain't having it. Joe Mixon ain't having it. They ain't having it. They ain't having that mess, bro. And I don't know how many alphas we got. That's just me.
So what's the answer at the inside linebacker situation? What do we do? I feel like the game against the Patriots, Mikael Walker was he was good the previous few weeks, but I feel like he was responsible for all the touchdowns that got scored, both the Hunter Henry and the leak out to Zeke out the backfield. He was the main guy in coverage. Yeah. And I mean, you can't blame him for that, but I watched Cam Hayward's podcast. He said the same thing. I thought he should have, when he got that interception, he should have kept straight down the line, or straight down the sideline instead of trying to cut back. He might have got a score, and that could not his fault, but that could have been different in the game.
Yeah, I agree. But they got roasted on. They got roasted. The game plan, and guess what? Guess what the Indianapolis Colts is going to do? Yep. They're going to mimic the New England Patriots game plan. They done found the link. They done circled the link, and they say, this guy in this matchup, we're going to him. That's what's going to happen with Indianapolis. They tight end heavy, try to control the ball, and make us make mistakes at quarterback. Hey, listen, and I got to say this too, man, and y'all might get mad at me, but I'm telling you right now, Mr. Trubisky is tire fire, man. He is tire fire, because the issue is this: he can't read a defense. I went back, I promise y'all, I went back and I watched 85% of the snaps in the all-22 film. I watched 85% of them. Dog, that is a one-read dude, bro. He looks at one dude and he thinks his legs can beat the opposing team's defense. I watched him do it. I was like, dog, Mitch, what are you doing? Look at your second or third read. You're getting pressure on the edge. All you got to do is step up in the pocket and look. So what, you get hit? This is football. You're going to get hit. Mitch can't read a defense. I'm telling you right now, I seen it with my own eyes. I was like, oh no.
All right, well, we got transition. We got to transition into the quarterback. Jerry Cherry Band, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us. That sounds like a good stat. 17 years, 4 playoff seasons, and with 4 wins in different seasons and playoffs. But I'd want to know the answer to the same question with guys like Sean Payton and Pete Carroll and some of these longer tenure guys, like if this similar. I mean, I don't recall the last time Sean Payton won a playoff game, his last few years with Drew Brees and stuff like that either. So I just wonder.
Pete Carroll got a dub. Last time he got a dub was the Super Bowl year in the playoffs. It's been that long.
So real quick, Shannon, what's the answer at linebacker? We keep doing what we're doing. We try somebody else. Well, what do we do?
Well, they've already named Martinez the new starter alongside Landon Roberts. And they said that Robertson is growing, but he's just not ready yet. He hasn't earned his teammates' trust yet or the coaches. So they're still trying to develop him, which is, again, I think that's an issue. They've struggled to develop guys they draft. And we're, just like used to be cornerback. So they're going to have to really take a close look at that in the offseason. But I think it's going to be Roberts and Martinez.
I like the new coach though, Adrian AB, whatever his name is.
Is it Curry?
Curry, AC, Adrian Curry. I like him. Okay, so Martinez is going to be starting. Big G. This was a specific request by you, and it already came up earlier in the show. You want to talk about the wide receiver position?
Yeah, they can get a lot more production. Because, like I said, I watched the film. I saw the film with my own eyes. From the wide receiver standpoint, I promise you, I'm still mad about it. I think that's why George Pickens is looking for me. Dog, his effort that he had on this last Thursday, he would have to prove to me in practice that he could play in the game. Because I have never in my life seen that lackluster of an effort from a wide receiver in my life. In all the years I've been watching football, I'm talking about high school stuff. I have never seen a guy lollygag, trot around, act like he didn't want to be there. I've never seen it in my life. So he would have to show me in practice. So that means if you got lit up in practice and you got fired up in practice, then you're going to get an opportunity to catch the ball. I'm not coddling you and I'm not babying you. Same difference with Deontay Johnson. They go back and forth. 1 week, Deontay's whining and crying because he don't get the ball. The next week, it goes right back to George Pickens. But you're not earning it because you're not doing it in practice. And you're definitely not showing me on tape in the game that you're doing what you're supposed to do. So can they get it? Yeah. But that might have to start out when you bust somebody's pride and put them over there on that bench because they ain't earned it as far as I'm concerned. They can get it. If I'm the quarterback, I throw the tight end the whole game. Just to prove a point. Because they're not putting the effort forward to get the ball. I'm telling you, I'm still mad about it. I want to go get Pickens, dog. I want to go get him. Because that was ridiculous. He wouldn't play another down. That's just me, bro. Shannon?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thoroughly disappointed in our receivers this year, especially Johnson and Pickens. Last year, Pickens was putting cornerbacks in the dirt. I mean, he was so physical. I love the intensity. I'm sure it's incredibly frustrating for every skill position player on that offense. And yeah. I'm not going to even try to say I understand what they're going through. To go out there and want to help the team and give it everything you got, and you're not seeing the ball at all, and you don't even know if they're capable of getting it to you. But you cannot act like that. And the effort he gave on a couple of them blocks was about as much effort as Johnson give trying to recover that fumble. So, in other words, no effort. I agree. If they had anybody else, he should be on the bench to, send a message. The problem is they don't have anybody but them two.
Tate, we got a $20 super chat. Our first one, and we salute you for the 20. S. Dresman, what's crack-a-lacking for the 20? We appreciate you.
Yep.
He said, I said after Tomlin's first draft, he was Gruden, win with established players, and staff then run into the ground. Caught a great deal of heat then. However, y'all know when you say however, you cancel out everything else you say, right? But there's some validity to that. There's a little bit of validity. I ain't going front with him. But however, Mr. Dresden, you got to look at Kevin Colbert too. Because Kevin Colbert was horrible. His pre-draft evaluation of players to bring in, nah, dog. Because we had some misses. And that's in a conglomerate. But Tomlin, yeah, there's some culpability, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Uh-oh. Did I get it? Did I get a fine take?
No, you didn't. I'm here.
Right.
Kevin Colbert is a Hall of Fame general manager. He will be.
Mm-hmm.
He made some bad decisions. All general managers do.
Mm-hmm.
Over his tenure, finishing out with Cowher, starting out with Cowher and finishing out with Tomlin, he maybe had one losing season in all his years. I'm just saying, he's not complete trash. I mean, he's just old school, made some mistakes, did things not in a modern way. But you have to know how to evaluate and draft the modern player, just like we talking about the modern player being a microcosm and not really caring about past culture.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Can I ask
both of y'all a question? Can I ask both of y'all a question? Is it easier to prepare or repair? What's easier?
It's easier to prepare to me. That's why you do. Like I used to work in the property management industry. Sir. I wasn't like on the property. I worked in the marketing part of it. But I know when you got a building, an apartment building, and a commercial building, you do preventative maintenance all the time.
Correct.
All the time.
Correct. Shannon, is it easier to prepare or repair?
No, I agree. Prepare. But
Okay.
I'll go back and we talk about Culver's record, the Steelers' record during Culver's tenure.
Mhm.
And then we talk about Tomlin's record during the, this same tenure, never having to lose a season. But the bridge to all that has been Big Ben.
Absolutely.
You're right.
And
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, he hit a lot of problems as they started to develop. Superstar players do that. And then when they're no longer around, all those warts become obvious. And that's
Right.
what we're seeing now.
Would you say that the Patriots have fallen off harder than the Steelers, or harder times?
Oh,
than the
yeah.
Steelers right now?
Yeah.
Total facts.
So-
Tom Brady was the glue.
Great players make things easier for everybody.
Facts.
Tom Brady, it looked like, he was playing against children. I mean, he made it so simple. And then when you have Belichick, who's a defensive genius, as we still see today, and that's why they were so great. He lost Brady. He lost all his offense.
Facts. Total facts.
Absolutely. So, Big G, we're going to talk about the quarterback. Should Mason play? And Shannon alluded to it earlier, and I kind of agree with Shannon's brief take. He really wasn't trying to take on it, but what he said really, really hit with me, and I agree with it. And kind of similar, we're going to play a clip from Locked On Steelers, Chris Carter's show. Alan Saunders was a guest. What we got is what Alan Saunders is saying about if Mason Rudolph should play over Mitch Trubisky. Let's listen real quick, and we'll talk on it right after it's done.
Roll with it.
Here's flawed fan thinking 101. Okay.
Go for it.
I don't like what I'm seeing. What I'm not seeing has to be better. Okay. What's going on is bad. So a change has to be an improvement. And that's just not true. It's just not true. Let's look at things objectively using 2023 facts. Okay.
Sure.
Mason Rudolph has had, at this point right now, 0 practices in the Steelers offense since August. That's probably not going to go well. We just saw what Mitch Trubisky did after playing with limited practice time beforehand.
Right.
I'm not really eager to sign up to watch that again, regardless of who does it.
Right.
That doesn't sound like a good plan. Okay. So that's one. Thing two is that, Mason Rudolph lost a competition, a 3-way competition at quarterback last year to these two guys. He has been on the team since. He was let to go into free agency this offseason. And it wasn't until the Steelers got Tanner Morgan in for rookie minicamp and they got a good look at him and they thought, okay, maybe this guy isn't really much, that they went and re-signed Rudolph, who has been a free agent the entire time, couldn't get another job in the league. Where are the signs that someone out there that evaluates quarterback play for a living thinks that he's better? I don't see one, regardless of whether you have faith in the Steelers decision makers in this area or not. The league is telling us what they think about him as well, by the fact that he's still here. Okay. And
why he can totally just get to taking a lap on that one, Tate and Shannon. You know why he can totally look what the Cleveland Browns did. They got a dude off the couch winning. Look at what the New York Football Giants done and brought this scrub dude that ain't took a snap all year in the game. Look at what look at Josh Dobbs and how he done transition from team to team to team, and he get there, don't even know the playbook.
He done fell off now,
but he got some dubs. He got some dubs.
I will. Yeah. Well, yeah, he did get a couple dubs, but they benched him. Now he's on the bench.
I understand, but he got some dubs.
Put your beach sign up, beach.
I understand that, but he got some dubs. And guess who's been there consistently? Mason Rudolph. The only reason why Mitch is playing is because that money. That's why it's biased with the money. The money is biased. That's it.
Like Alan Saunders said, the Steelers decided to get off Mason last year. Mason was out of here. They brought in Tanner Morgan. Mason's better than him as a third quarterback. Let's sign Mason for $1 million. So Mason was never in the plan. So, and I wouldn't be mad if he got a shot, but I'm not just saying, oh, you need to put Mason in like it's going to save the day. What do you think, Shannon?
Well, you was talking about DeVito.
Yeah,
there for the Giants, I want to do like this, I want to do like this and give him some credit.
But he's a scrub though, Shannon.
He playing awful good. He looks better than Danny Dimes, I'll tell you that. But he said a lot of things there in that clip. And he said for all these quarterback gurus and experts, but he didn't give any real evidence. Now, when I said I think Mason Rudolph should play, I said because he could throw a deep ball to George Pickens. He really throws a great deep ball. He also can do play action better than Mitch.
Facts.
And he could throw across the middle to the tight ends better. Mitch throws cluster interceptions when he tries to go across the middle. So at least if I'm going to suggest Mason Rudolph, I backed it up with some facts. And he just sits there and poo-poos on anybody who says Mason Rudolph should get a chance. If Mitch is sucking in the first half, they better bring in Rudolph because they lose this game and it's done.
Fellas, I watched the film. I'm telling you, Mitch Trubisky can't read a defense. I'm telling you right now, he can't do it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm not making something up, non-factual stuff. He's a one-read-and-go quarterback. If the first guy is not open, he's going to scramble to his right. He just doesn't spin like Kenny Pickett does. He's going to scramble to his right, and or if he sees just a little lane, he'll step up in the middle and run. I saw in that film dudes was running open. I saw it.
I wouldn't be mad if Mason got a chance, but I don't think we I don't think we have to see him like he's the savior. If he gets in, good. Let's hope he does well. Like Shannon said, we root for everybody as long as you're wearing that black and gold. Yeah. I mean, but I'm not saying, we have to put Mason in order, for things to be better. If he gets in, great, I'm rooting for him. But so question, Big G.
Yes, sir.
This is, if you look, this Kenny Pickett, are Steelers married to Kenny Pickett? That's
no.
Kevin Colbert and Omar Khan. He's standing with at the altar through week 13. Because he hadn't played since he got hurt. He was 27th in passer rating, 27th in passing yard, 26th in completion percentage, and 32nd in touchdown passes. So my only question is, not if it's the coordinator, he can be better. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. The question is, are the Steelers married to him? Do they bring somebody in to compete? He can still have the job, win the job, but do they bring somebody different in to compete? I think Mason's going next year. What say you? What would you like to see happen or think will happen? Put on your G Stradamus hat.
If they go 8-9, I'm gonna tell you straight out facts. If they go 8-9 or less, they're going to be in position to get one of those quarterbacks. In this year's draft, there's at least 6 guys that's going in the first round. And that's without – 6 guys? Or 6.
Name
6. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., J.J. McCarthy, Quentin Ewers. They're 6. And there's some other guys that might get it. Not ain't gonna get first round, but they'll get looks in the second and the third.
Yeah.
They're 6. They're 6. Right off the rip.
Did you say Daniels?
He didn't say Daniels.
They're 7.
Yeah.
That's the one I want. I'm in position to draft a quarterback, especially if you're going to move off your head coach. If you're going to say this is it with Tomlin, I'm letting my new guy who's coming in, you're going to get an opportunity to pick the groceries, dog. So the one I want in Pittsburgh is Jalen Daniel. Jalen Daniel, the real deal, y'all. I done watched all the film on all of them because I got a Level Up College Football podcast, and that's all I do is talk about college football. And I'm telling you right now, Jalen Daniel's the truth, dog.
He's going to be top 5.
Nah. Nope.
I bet he is.
Nope. Too many other dudes.
A top 5 pick or a top 5 quarterback?
I think he's going to be in the top 5 pick.
No, Shannon. I got some inside information. This I can't. You know what? I'll just go sneak peek and just give you a little bit. There's going to be a couple announcements going on down at that OHIO in the next couple of days. It's going to change the top of that draft board. Trust me, Steeler Nation, is the top of that draft board going to get changed up because there's some dudes jumping in.
So somebody that was going to be in the draft is going to go to Ohio State? What are you saying?
No. Some guys who haven't announced yet at the OHIO is jumping in. And that's going to change the top of that draft board. Believe me.
It ain't nobody that's going to go over a quarterback. Marvin Harrison, if he go, yeah, that's it.
I'm just telling you.
He must. That's the only person you can be talking about.
I ain't said nothing about nothing.
Yeah, you ain't saying nothing. That's the person you're talking about.
I ain't said nothing
because
about
nobody
nothing.
else is going to affect the top 5 to play for Ohio State this year.
Right, but I'm telling you that Daniels, you'll be able to get Daniels, in my opinion, at around number 10. So I think if you're going to get off the coach, because everybody's calling for Tomlin to go anyway. So if he makes the decision, as he should, be able to make his own decision whether or not he leaves. Ain't gonna fire him. And you bring in a new coach, and you're saying this is the reset. What Shannon and all of us have talked about. Give him an opportunity to pick his quarterback. So I say,
well,
there's plenty in the draft.
He'd be consulting with Omar Khan and Andy Will. You're not gonna let no new coach come in and pick a quarterback.
It's happening across the NFL.
Yeah, for a great coach. I mean, I don't. There's gonna be too many great coaches on the market.
They're going to be including the new offensive coordinator in any, depending on what type of offense he's going to be bringing in.
That's what I think. I think Tomlin wins enough in this season that he's back, and the whole offensive staff is revamped next year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna pay some money to get a good offensive coordinator. I've seen today an article about when we talked about last week. One of them, Brian Greasy. Yeah. So I mean, hey, I like that. I like San Francisco's offense.
Yeah.
But so, all right, let's real quick talk about the game. We got about 5 minutes. Which one of y'all want to go first and just break it down? This is a must-win. This is a must-win game. Mitch Trubisky against Gardner Minshew, backup on backup. We playing in what's the name of the state? Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yep. Naptown.
Playing there on the road, Naptown. We know well, Big G being just east of Indiana.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So I'm not east of Indiana right now, but where we grew up. But yeah, so what you guys think?
Shannon, go ahead, dog.
Well, I think that I trust Minshew more than I trust Trubisky. I think it's gonna. We don't have to worry about weather. You know, it's going to be good weather. I think there'll be more offense than what we have been seeing in the bad weather and the colder climates in the last two games in Pittsburgh. I think the Steelers can run the ball against the Colts. So I'm expecting Harrison Warren to have effective games. You don't know who's going to be the quarterback. I don't know if Mitch is going to make it the whole game. Mm-hmm. So that makes the prediction a little bit tougher. Minshew, if you could get pressure, we don't know for sure if Watt and Highsmith are both playing. But if you can pressure Minshew, he'll put it up there. He'll put it up for grabs. I'm going to go 23-20 Colts.
I look at it as this: if we run the ball, if the game plan is the same as long as Mr. Trubisky's in playing quarterback. He's got to look past his first read, go to the second read, but he's not going to do it because I don't think he can read a defense. So we got to leave heavy on the run game. If we get production out of the run game that's more than 135, 140 yards, we got a chance to win if Watt and Highsmith play. Well, without Watt and out Highsmith, whew, it's going to be a long day at the office, man. It's going to be a long day at the office. And I think a loss against the Colts, 3 straight, in my opinion, would seal the deal for Coach Tomlin to at the end of the season say, okay, I'm done with this. So I'm hoping I got the Steelers winning. I'm going to be optimistic as I can, 20-17.
Okay, I agree with some of what both of you said. I agree with what Shannon said. I think the run game is going to be key. I think on that track, I think it'll all the fast Steelers will be faster.
Yep.
I'm expecting that. That's the receivers and the running backs. I mean, Jalen Warren will be a tick faster. Najee, even though he's not as fast as Jalen Warren, will be a tick faster. And you'll see some juice out of the skill position players, I think, this week. I'm counting on or hoping. Cope. I'm Cope. That
Cope. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Tate.
That's counting and hoping. Or Houghton, whatever you want to call it.
Houghton or Cope.
Right. But then a full week of practice with the ones, Mitch is a little bit crispier. He played a little bit better that second half last week. Not great, but he played a little better. And I'm expecting the defense to feel embarrassed from their last couple of performances and come out and really get after Minshew,
Mm.
even if only one of TJ and Alex Highsmith play.
Mm.
I suspect, hopefully they both play, but at minimum, only one can miss, I would think. But you never know these concussion protocol things.
Watt was
Absolutely.
already back.
Watt's back. Okay.
Full practice. Now, Highsmith was limited.
Okay. Well, he still got 2 more days, so that's cool.
Is what you call it? The guy from Arizona Cardinals, outside linebacker. Is he available?
Golden.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Golden's
they didn't dress him last week. That was a
Okay.
coaching decision.
Yeah,
Okay.
they just like what Herbert brings a little better right now, I think.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he's still a good piece to have, and he's not crying like Melvin Ingram was. So good
No.
good for
Total
Golden.
facts with that. Total
Good
facts
for
with that
Golden.
one.
But yeah, man. So I got the Steelers, and it's crazy because I thought they would have won the last 2 games. I'm gonna stick with them. I'm like our boy Jeff Hartman. I'm the eternal optimist when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Total facts.
I got the Steelers winning. They're gonna put up 24 this week, fellas.
Ooh, Tate.
They're gonna put up 24 this week. I'm gonna say 24-17. And the defense is gonna get the Indy offense off the field in the 4th quarter so the Steelers can run out the clock.
Oh, Tate. That's
So 2
24?
defensive touchdowns.
No. One would think that when you say the Steelers scored 24. But I'm saying the Steelers just gonna outright score 24 this week.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something about Gunnar Minshew. When he finds the link, whatever it is, when I'm telling you, he gonna keep going there. So they might be able to set him up for a pick because once he identifies the link, he gonna keep going right back. He ain't stopping.
He gonna try and hit the tight end over the middle. That's the only advantage. I don't respect their 2nd receiver, 3rd receiver that much. They're NFL players, so you gotta have some respect. But I got PZ Jr. taking Michael Pittman out the game much as possible.
Hey, Tate,
Yes, sir.
that soft zone defense makes all the quarterbacks look good, baby.
You're right about that, man. You're right.
Total facts.
You've been calling it, man. I'm with you now. I've been with you. They need to let Darius Rush just play the other side, man.
It's
What's gonna
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Darius Rush should have been in the game.
I don't want to see 29 on the field anymore.
No.
Ever.
Tate,
Ever.
Shannon, I'm about to throw my blanket. I'm about to throw it. I told y'all, man, Wallace is trash. He need to be on the bench. I've been saying it all year, and he's steadily running him out there. Get him out of there, man.
Every week.
Yeah, so I got 24-17. And with that, y'all hurry up and say what you got going on this week, and we'll get on out of here. And I'll be here next week, but the following week it's up in the air. But we'll talk about that. I'll be out of town for the holiday week, but next week is the Wednesday before the Friday that I leave. So you guys got me for one more week, whether you want me or not, Shannon and Big G.
Yes.
We're glad about that.
Absolutely.
But this week, the only thing is I'll have my podcast with Matty P, my brother from down under, and that'll be tomorrow. The Steelers Global Perspective, and then on Friday will be the random Steelers observations article.
Absolutely.
On Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys again. We appreciate all the rhythms that was going on over there in the live chat. Make sure you check me and Tate Boy Fresh out this Friday on the Homies Podcast, the Homies Overtime Podcast, which is on Fans First.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good, bro.
I put the wrong. I put the silent picture up.
It's all good. It's all good. Then make sure you swing around. Like I said on overtime, to make sure you swing around on Sunday for the Know It Alls podcast, me, Mod, and Tate Boy Fresh on Fans First Sports Network. Then make sure you check me out on I'm gonna do the Rats Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. Me, Tate Boy Fresh, and Relly Hall. It's transition football to basketball, so you know we're gonna have it grinding and pumping. And then make sure you check me out on the Level Up podcast with Andy P. Andy had a big time thing going on. He had a friend from the Cuse, because Andy's a Cuse alumnus, come in and see him. But when I'm telling you, we're going to get into the thick of things with that transfer portal and college football coming up. We're about to do that thing. So we appreciate all you guys rocking with us across the board on all FFSN sports media broadcasting.
And everybody, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and hit that like button one more time while the outro is playing. We out of here until next Wednesday for the Pump Your Brakes podcast. I'm your boy Tate. Peacing out for the homie Big G and the triple OG Shannon. Shannon, take us out, man.